All right, here's a tutorial on how to make stickers for the large format printer. Going into Illustrator here, a lot of you probably already have this at this stage and just need the cut contour part, but I'm going to just make a 5 by 5 canvas, which pretty much means my sticker at the end will be 5 inches wide by 5 inches tall if I fill it to the actual screen. So let's say I had my design done, and based on your level of graphics, this is meant to be a very introductory um, tutorial. You might have like a more advanced sticker design like this that you need to put it on. It's all still the same once it's done. But just to start here, if you paste in a normal image, you don't have a lot of experience, you do Control V to paste it in. What you're going to want to do is a step up here. If you do not have this toolbar, the first time you're on Illustrator, you never do. It is under Window Control. You will definitely need this for a lot of stuff. So if you paste it in, you don't see anything up there, go to Window Control and get that toolbar up there. Next thing you want to do is the dark arrow is kind of your driving tool here. You click on it, you can move it, you can resize it. A lot of stuff is going to be referenced with the dark arrow tool. The other one we might use a lot is the text tool, and that's pretty self-explanatory what that does. But what you want to do with your image is click on the image trace button, and you'll see maybe some of the watermarks go away, and it'll vectorize the image is what the correct term for that is. And then hit expand, and then right click and ungroup on your image. Then we want to get rid of the white. So how you can do that is two ways. One, you can click on the dark arrow and click on the white and hit delete. The problem with doing that though is sometimes when you have this sized appropriately inside your canvas is that you can't actually tell what you're deleting if you missed a spot in there or something along the lines of that. So you can, below that is the magic wand tool. If you don't have that on Illustrator, you can go down to this toolbar and drag it into your tools. And what that does, if you click on any color, it selects every single color in that anywhere on your canvas. So I don't know how to hide this now. Okay, might just be up there for a while. There we go. And click on the white. Everything that's white inside, outside is now highlighted, and you can press delete. Let's see how you can't really tell that anything happened, but it did delete on there. And now I'm ready to go. If you want to change colors and stuff, you can click on it. You can pick your colors right here. You have this color option right there. You can also click on that. If it's in grayscale like this, you can't see any color. There's a little thumbnail up top there, and you can go to CMYK, and then you'll be able to pick if you want it to be a different color. Here's what we have to make now. We have to make a cut line to tell the large format printer that we want it to, where we want it to cut around it. So right now it's going to print out in black, and it is a full color printer. So if you have an image you want that's a bunch of colors, it's not like the vinyl cutter where it's just going to be one solid color. It can be as many colors as you want. What we're going to do is make the swatch line that is going to tell the printer where to cut. To do that, you are going to go up top and go to Window, and then Swatches, and you want to click on this icon right here. It's a new swatch. If it's grayed out, like if you can't do it, just click on one thing to start, and then it should appear. We're going to do new swatch, and this is really important that you have it the correct way. If you misspell it or don't have a capital letter, put a space in there, it's not going to work. So the swatch name is going to be Cut Contour. It's capital C's, no space. Color type is going to be spot color. Color mode is going to be CMYK. And the M for magenta is going to be at 100. Everything else is going to be at 0. Once you have it just like that, you can pause the video and make your own to make sure it's exactly right. You can hit OK. And what's going to happen to that in your swatches is there's going to be a little tiny mark on the bottom right of like the thumbnail of the color. You can see how it looks different than every other one. And when you hover over it, it should say Cut Contour as well. So we're gonna need that later. We're not gonna need it right now. Now what we have to do is tell that cut line where to go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna highlight over my entire sticker design, whatever that may be. And let me just put in some text for different reference. Let's do hunting. That. Make it red. Use a font other than Myriad Pro. Okay, so I'm gonna highlight over the whole thing, and I'm gonna hold Alt, and when you hold Alt and drag, it will make a copy. And this is gonna be my sticker. This is gonna be where I make the cut lines. Now I'm gonna do something with my Pathfinder tool. If you do not see that, you can go to Window, Pathfinder, and it should pop up here. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use, everything is highlighted over it. I am going to unite this. It says I'm going to hold down Alt, and I'm going to click on this first one. And when I do that, it should all turn one color. And then I'm going to click on Expand. So what I did is I merged everything into one now, and I have it just like that. So what I can do now is I can, where I have the solid color right here, I can hit this little flip bar, and it'll change it to a stroke. So that's kind of what my cut lines are going to look like now. The large format printer can't get as detailed as a vinyl cutter can. So like if you were really trying to cut right along the lines like this, you're gonna get some problems. This is gonna maybe peel up or not cut through all the way. So you wanna offset this stroke so it's kind of like a white outline around it. And how you do that is you highlight over it and you go to Object, Path, Offset Path. And what you want to do for this is you can preview it. You can see how far around it's actually going. That's probably a little too much right there. If I do 0.1, just want to see what that looks like. And you can do miter, round, join. You can see how miter is like pointy, round is rounded off. And that's a pretty good outline right there. I see where it goes in right here. And if it were just to kind of go like that, it might be a little better. So I might do 0.11. Let's see what that looks like. Potentially a little better. And I'm gonna hit OK. Now I have my outline, my original, all my stuff on the inside still. So I'm gonna highlight over it one more time, and I'm gonna go back to Pathfinder and do the exact same thing. Hold down Alt and click, and then do Expand, and I should get my outline here. If you have anything in the middle, what you can do is delete that. You don't want it to cut right there. And next to the dark arrow, you should have a white arrow, and you can just highlight over an area like that, and it won't delete the whole thing. You can just press delete and get rid of it. The other thing you can do is just click on an area. You can usually hit delete twice, and it'll get rid of it. For this, it's not desired, but it is kind of an advanced graphics trick. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down, I'm going to use the white arrow and kind of highlight over the area I don't want and hit delete. I'm going to kind of keep doing that. And then where this is a little bit of a gap, I'm going to take this pen tool here, and I'm just going to click on that anchor point and go to that anchor point and just connect it. Otherwise, it wouldn't cut right there, and I'd have to manually cut it. It wouldn't be the end of the world. I could have left that there too if I didn't really understand it, but that is my cut line now. And what I have to do is click on it and go back to my swatches and click on that magical cut contour color. And so it went in as my fill. So now I have a pink fill and a red stroke. I don't want this red stroke anymore, so I'm just going to click on it to bring it in front, and then hit the no sign. Then I'm going to hit the flip bar to get it into a stroke. When you click on it, it might automatically go as your stroke the first time. That would be great. So then I'm going to highlight it again, click on it, and my stroke size should be 0.01, then enter. It's going to get really hard to see. And then I'm going to drag that over where I want to. Where are you? On sticker. And this is now, I'm going to get all the stuff out of the way so you can see it. This should be done now, ready for the large format printer. You would save it as a PDF. That's under the save as, and just hit the PDF and name it whatever. You actually have roll-in cuts VersaWorks, the program we use for the large format printer, on your laptops before you you can save it, but you can also test it out to make sure that it's going to work when you drag this into roll-in VersaWorks, which I can make a separate video on. I don't have it on this MacBook I'm using right now, so I wouldn't be able to do it today. But you could actually drag it in and double click on it and see if it had the marching ants around it. Marching ants are what these will turn into. It'll indicate that it's actually going to cut. If it just looks solid pink or just not blinking, it means that you did something wrong with your cut line. The other fail safe that you can do, let's say you watch this and maybe aren't a traditional graphics student and you're just having a really hard time following along with all that stuff. Let's say you got your design put in there. It's a duck, or in this case, the woodworking logo. If you can follow along with that swatch step where you're making the cut contour lines, you can go to these shapes right here below your text tool. You got rectangle, round rectangle, ellipse, star, polygon, and you can just make a shape that goes around there and just make it into a stroke. So I clicked on the fill and got rid of it. And let's say that was my cut contour color that I made. And you could just have your design now be a full color and like a white circle sticker on there. And you would change your stroke size to the right one and then just save that as a PDF. You could also, if you have the right stroke size, take your pencil tool wherever it's hiding. It is right here. And you could actually draw your own cut contour lines, which isn't going to be very accurate, but if you had like a, I don't know, like a person or something where it's not going to matter anyways, you could draw that around there too, and that's what the vinyl cutter's gonna cut, or the large format printer is gonna cut. So it's kind of like a advanced way, have some experience, or can follow along a video pretty well. A fail safe for everyone, and then just kind of a don't really care how it looks option there too. So rather have you do the first one, and the second and third one can kind of be fail safes if something is not working.